In this coaching demonstration between Jason and Daniel, you're going to see the transformational impact that can be achieved in such a short time as Jason demonstrates how to drill down to belief.
Is there a specific, moment you want to be coached around that would work well here, where there's some high emotion around this experience of being afraid you're going to let people down? I think you said, um, and it's preventing you from finishing what you wanted to what you started.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what all of the I don't know if I really explored all of the reasons why I kind of hit, that are going on to hitting that wall. Um, but it's been something that's been significant to me, not just in this course, but even in other things,
Okay.
and then really all of my schooling. I think I was in like 13 schools by 11th grade,
Wow.
and I've never
Wow.
I think you guys are probably the only. I think one of the courses I made it all the way through. I don't know if I completed everything, but apart from that, just about all the other courses I've started or any formal training of any kind, I haven't really finished it.
Okay.
I'm more self. I just kind of go. I have my own structure of doing things, and I don't know if it's. I'm trying. I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to try to find out here.
All right.
At least part of it, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you came to the right place here. So wow, first of all, I'm taken aback. Did you say 11 schools by the time you were 13?
No, 13 schools by 11th grade.
13. Oh my goodness. Okay.
A new school every year, sometimes a couple, I finished. I never went to college, don't have any formal training or teaching, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Can you think of a time where you were in one of these, maybe it's even with this workshop or one of the MetaFormation workshops, or but a time when you were in a training school or something like that and you didn't want to finish, like it was a struggle to
yeah,
finish.
yeah, yep, yeah. This today,
Okay, good. Yeah, we can do
I
that.
was I was determined, like, if I'm gonna show up, if I didn't show up today, I already sent a little text that it would be my resignation today.
Okay, wow.
So, but I was praying about it all day, and just finally at the last moment, I said, okay, it's only a couple more weeks. I can maybe make it.
Okay, again, I'm glad you showed up. That's
Yeah.
really good. Okay, so I don't know where you were today, but try to think about where you were today when the emotion of this was at its peak, right? Kind of the deliberation and I don't know, what it was, but where were you when the emotion was most intense? What was happening there?
Yeah, I was feeling like um I was trying to figure out, like, how to not to be controlled, in a sense.
Okay.
Like, I think I've had a struggle um with fitting into people's molds and going through a structured course. I like to make my own courses. I make my own thing. And I was feeling like I'm giving up some type of freedom, or somehow, you know, conforming in some type of way, but giving up some type of control. And I was even like meditating on Emerson's quote of the hobgoblin of foolish consistency, like foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of simple minds, and just his whole expert of his
Yeah.
book, Self-Reliance. And so I was kind of processing that, like, having the liberty of and the autonomy to set my own schedule, my own way, do it exactly how I want to, or to
Right.
give that up and like follow their structure. That seems to be like the height of like I'm wrestling with that a little bit.
Okay.
And then maybe there's one other emotion in regards to, in some ways I've created I think a belief system around um not wanting to be. I feel like if I go through things sometimes, like if I go through a class or a school, that then they can take credit on my life in a way where it kind of feels like I want God to take the credit,
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
hang on there.
Yeah.
So you actually have already stated two beliefs. But I want to complete the process just so everybody can see,
Yeah.
how to do this. So, well, one is I'm afraid somebody else is going to take credit for my life and not God. The other is I'm afraid if I do it this way, I'm giving up control of my life or some part of my life or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so everybody else knows, this is what we're talking about when sometimes people will just say the beliefs, like even before you kind of finish the drill down or whatever, they'll just say them. Um, so keep those in mind. But I want to finish the process here just so everybody can see it. What I'm looking for, and I'm going to pull this up. I'm looking for emotion words. So what I want you to do is go back to the moment today where you were feeling that you said something about, I feel like I'm being controlled or I'm going to give up control or something like that. Give me some emotion words. Well, hold on. First of all, go back to wherever you were when you were having that emotion was the most intense. I want you to re-experience that, right? So before you even look at this, here, I'm actually going to do that. Before you even look at the emotion chart, go back to that experience. So were you in your room? Were you in the car? Were you on the phone? Where were you? What was happening when the emotion was most
I was
intense?
kind of walking around outside, um, and part of it too, I felt like, and even I had a question of like, do I follow my own heart, and then, or do I follow somebody else, the structure,
Okay, so that's
and
all rational brain.
yeah,
Okay,
but
that's all
but
rational brain.
the heart behind that also was kind of like this idea of like trying to become a man, trying to become my own
Mm,
man, and shift out of being a child. And
okay,
so I feel like sometimes I try to, like, am I doing this course because I want to um a sense of belonging, and like I feel insecure some type of way. And I kind of feel like I've really wrestled with that. I've wrestled with the insecurity. Am I taking this just so I can whatever, or is this I, it wasn't the only reason, but it's like what's holding me back from moving forward. I don't know. I was just proud. There's so many thoughts and emotions around it that
yeah.
it's hard for me to pin down exactly how I felt, because I felt in some ways like insecure by giving up freedom. You know,
Mhm.
what am I looking for in doing that? You know, should I have just, I don't know. Should I just kind of figure out my own stuff? But I think there's uh, when I was thinking of not coming, I was in some ways thinking, um, this might be the healthy thing for me to be free, for me to
Yeah,
be, you know, but then like I wonder, it's like, is that a twisted desire, a twisted mindset? Clearly I came up to that conclusion. I'm here, but I wasn't sure about the whole thing. But I felt like it's good for me to finish what I started. That sounds like a rational principle.
right.
Those are the
So,
emotions that I was feeling in my heart of just fear,
okay,
insecurity, a
yeah,
little bit of sadness, maybe
yeah,
all kinds of things.
okay. Fear, insecurity, sadness. Okay, and this is always you're trying to figure this out. Like,
Yeah,
what am I supposed to do here? Good. Okay, so what I want you to do is put yourself back there. You're walking outside, excuse me, and you're you're just batting this around in your brain. Like, I want to become a man. I want to do what a good man would do, a godly man would do, kind of thing. feel the emotion. But don't try to figure it out yet. We're going to get there. Don't try to figure out the answer. Just feel the emotion underneath it all. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds just to feel that. Just let me know when you're there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I feel like there's more emotions coming up because of that. Embarrassment,
Yeah. Good.
um, not measuring up, having
Mm,
let people down, wondering
yeah.
if I'm supposed to be in this, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing for me? Is this the right season for me? Am I just too scared to go my own way and just be completely self-reliant, don't need anybody? Or maybe I should follow. I just all those thoughts and emotions were just stirring in my heart.
Yeah. So if you were just going to respond from the emotion, so the sadness, the inadequacy, the fear, uh, um, if you just responded from that, you weren't worried about making the perfect decision or being a good Christian man or whatever. You just wanted to respond out of your emotion. What would you have wanted to do?
I think I think I was torn. I think part of my heart was just to um, feel like I'm so complicated because I have like opposing ideas and thoughts. And
Tell
so I
me, see if this helps. I just want your initial gut reaction. Don't try to figure it out.
okay.
Don't try to, like just I feel the sadness, the fear, the inadequate. I feel those emotions. I want to do this. I want to run away. I want to go make my own curriculum. I want to, I don't know, whatever, like your
Yeah,
just
I kind
initial
of just
gut
want to
reaction.
just. I think mine is like I want to be alone. I
Okay,
want
good.
to do it on my own. I want to
Yep.
just. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I don't. I just. All I need is God, and that's it. And I.
Good.
That's how I.
Okay. I want to be alone. All
Yeah.
right. Let's stick right there. I want to be alone. So I'm going to figure out how I can do this on my own.
Okay.
Right. Like that's how you wanted to react. Okay. You've already answered this a little bit, but I'm going to ask the question anyway, just so everybody sees what we're doing, right? For the drill down here. Why do you just want to be alone and do it yourself?
Because I don't like having to depend on anybody.
Okay, good. Why don't you like depending on anybody?
Because I, I can already tell things coming out, catching myself. But I'll say it. I'll just say, it's not the right words, not the right thing, but I'll say it because I don't. Because everybody's gonna let you down. Because
Yep.
everybody's gonna disappoint you at some point. You can't trust anybody. They're all gonna abandon you. They're all gonna
Yeah.
leave you. What's the point in any of that? You can't trust
Yeah.
anybody. Everybody's gonna leave you and abandon you. So why why try to put your hope or your trust in anybody or anything?
Yeah.
Just be alone. Just do it yourself. You're just gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
Everybody's just gonna disappoint you. And I feel like I don't want to go through that again.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's painful. Excuse me.
These are the thoughts that come. Now I could rationalize and say that I know that's not the right answer, but just speaking from the heart,
That's right.
that's what you want.
That's what I'm
That's what
looking
you
for.
do.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's really good. Okay. So if you were going to put that into a belief statement, you already did pretty well. But if you could make that just into one sentence, what would it sound like? So I don't want to, or let me back up. I believe blank. So I'll give you an example and you can,
No, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So if I trust other people, they're going to disappoint me. They're going to let me down. They're going to abandon me. Something like that.
Yeah.
Feel free to change that or,
Okay. I feel like I can't trust nobody.
okay.
Everybody's gonna eventually disappoint and abandon me. And and that's just the way it is. That's the way life is. People are
Yeah.
shallow. You give
Yeah.
enough pressure, enough hardship, you know, that's I I guess that's kind of a core belief, but I know there's opposing ideas to all this.
No, of course.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
Okay, okay.
And we'll get there. Don't worry
Okay, go
about
ahead.
it.
All right.
Like, but we
But
just want
from
to
the
get to where
heart,
you're,
that's the real thing
yeah,
inside me
that's
that
right.
I struggle with, that's causing all these emotions, is that I
Yeah.
feel like everybody's gonna abandon me and disappoint, and nobody's really for me.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So how has that belief, like what kind of fruit has that borne in your life operating under that belief?
Um, it's made me have to be alone. It's made me like you can't trust anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And 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 through life experiences of abandonment, you know,
Yeah.
and all these other situations from my family, from my friends, from people I thought that I could trust, you know,
Yeah.
that's been my life experience.
Yeah.
And so I gotta guard my heart and encourage my own soul and stay centered on God,
Yeah.
but I can't trust anybody.
Right. Which causes you to be alone.
Because
That's
that's the
the
safe
fruit of it
place.
is that's the safe place. Yeah. Okay. So are you okay if we ask Jesus the question around that belief?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to put words on this again. Feel free to change it up. Hopefully, I'll get it pretty close. But so Jesus, I believe if I trust other other people, they're going to abandon me, let me down. Um, yeah, and you can fill in the rest of the blank
Yep.
there if you want. Is that accurate?
Yep. Yep. They're
Okay.
gonna lie, they're gonna manipulate, they're gonna try to
Okay.
punish me, they're gonna try to take advantage of
Mm,
me. Yep.
wow.
I can go on for a while, but I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. Good. That's okay. To take all of that. That's your belief. That's good. That's your belief. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So Jesus, I'm afraid if I trust people, they're going to do all these things. So Jesus, well, what do you want to tell me about that?
This is this is why it's like, I don't know. This is why I just say what comes to my heart. But what I kind of get is like it's true. And
Okay.
and that but this is what I'm teaching you, how to love people and their
Mm,
brokenness. I'm teaching you how to love people when they're at their worst.
yeah.
And sometimes they're not they're not gonna do it right. And sometimes they'll do it right, but there are these moments in that they're not gonna do it right. And the question isn't, are they gonna love you? The question is, are you gonna love them? Teaching you how to love them and teach you how to walk with them,
Yeah.
even your enemies.
That's really powerful.
So
So
that's
how
what's
does
coming
that
from.
impact your heart first?
Yeah. Because he's been teaching me it, it's true. It's kept me in the
Okay.
game. I'm still a Christian. I
Okay.
still minister and love people.
Okay. Okay. Let's ask him this. So Jesus, my belief is if I trust people, they're going to abandon me, let me down, lie to me, manipulate me. Um, what's the belief you want me to have here?
I feel like he's also showing me that that's not who they really are,
Mm,
that they've been hurt, wounded, and that
yeah.
they're blind. And I feel like he's saying, like, when you can see who they really are, their heart, that he's made their hearts new. But there's all this brokenness that's there. He's trying to teach me to see their hearts and who they really are, you know? And so I
So
just, like,
so that's not who they really are. So this new belief is going to be something like, and again, I want to. I'm submitting this to you. You let me know if this fits. But something like that's not who they really are. So the old belief is if I trust people, they're going to let me down, abandon me, manipulate me, use me. This new belief is something around that's not who they really are. So, so who are they really? And this, I think, this is the question for Jesus. So, Jesus, who are they really?
they're my sons and daughters. I feel like he's saying that they're his sons and daughters,
Yeah,
and that they're new creations, but
yeah,
they don't know who they are. And there's all these layers of brokenness that's there. And I'm supposed to walk with them and love them through the journey and see who they really are, even when they do lie, even when they do these things, and to
yeah,
not lose sight of their true identity.
yeah. That's really good. So, Jesus, if I do this, if I love people for who they truly are, see who they truly are, what are you going to give me in return?
Family.
Family. Wow. Wow. Oh boy. So the old belief was if I trust people, they're going to abandon me, use me, manipulate me, etc. The new belief is if I love people, it's getting me now. If I love people for who they truly are, God's going to give me family. Something like that. Would you like to renounce that old belief and replace it with this new belief? Would you like me to facilitate that, or are you familiar with that kind of thing? You want me to facilitate it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we'll just say this. So this was one of those. Again, you can put different words on it, but something like saying this to Jesus. Jesus, I renounce the belief that if I trust people, the only thing I'm going to get in return is abandonment, manipulation, and being used and lied to, etc. So
Jesus,
say that part. Yeah.
Jesus, if I,
So I renounce the belief
Jesus, I renounce to believe
that
that
if I trust, yeah,
if I trust people, all I'm gonna get is them hurting me, them abandoning me, manipulating me, betraying
yeah,
me,
good,
all of the like things
yeah,
like that.
yeah, good. And I receive your new belief for me
And I receive your new belief from me,
that when I love people and see them for who they truly are,
that when I love and see people for who they truly are,
you're going to give me family in return.
you're going to give me family in return.
How's that feel?
Hallelujah.
If you wanted to make that into a declaration, it would simply be the latter half of that. I declare that when I see people for who they truly are and love them, God's going to give me family in return.
I declare that when I see people and love them for who they truly are, God is going to give me family in return.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Shika.
That feels powerful. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, thanks for being vulnerable.
Man.